Welcome to Attican Plays, Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. All right, hi, this is Attican, and welcome to Part 9 of our second playthrough of Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. Now, I have, as some of you may know, I've been struggling with my voice the last few days, and it's getting a little better. So to keep playing, I went ahead and recorded the next 5 episodes. At least that was my plan. I did about 6 hours worth of gameplay on 5 episodes, and with the intention of going back and doing narration after the fact. Well, first of all, that's a tough way to go, and it's hard to even remember what it is you were supposed to be saying. That's number one. Number two, my voice still isn't great, so I don't want to talk for 6 hours. And number three, I thought the easiest way to clearly show everybody what I've been up to, where we've gone, and what we're doing now with our little republic is to just catch you up. So I'm going to try to take my time here and do this video to catch us all up. So part 9 is going to be catching up with the last 6 hours of gameplay. So let's start with where we left off after part 8. We talked about putting in construction. So what I did was go out here and build out an industry area that has 2 gravel processing plants, an asphalt plant, concrete, bricks, and prefab panels. Now those are the 5 industries that you have early access to before you get into research. Now we don't have a university yet. We should have one, by the way. We're going to take care of that quick soon, but right now we don't have one. So what we're going to do is grab those 5 that we can create. We're going to import where we need to, any resources, and then we're going to use that, and then we're going to import the other finished goods that we don't have for construction, like steel. Like right here, we've got steel. We're storing our prefab panels and bricks here. We're importing boards, and we're importing wood. And of course, we could easily build a board industry and what have you. That's another one we ought to build, is a board industry. So that'll come up soon. But at any rate, this is meant to support construction activities. And this is the little community that supplies it with people, plus creates workers for us to use in construction. So what we've got here are 8 of the new 189 max worker flats. And you can see the people are quite happy. We have set up here kind of a local neighborhood. In other words, these people don't rely upon the city center for their happiness. They go to the cinema. They go to shopping in the new building, this small shopping center that's just been added. They go do their shopping, get food, clothing, electronics, and meat in the shopping center. They go to the cinema for culture, and then they have playgrounds all around and a pub, a local pub. So these people can walk to all of their happiness except when they need to see a doctor. And we do have some buses running across to downtown in case they need to go to the doctor. But otherwise, they'll stay right here and keep happy. And if you look, they're doing very, very well. In fact, this is probably our happiest neighborhood. The local ones seem to be the happiest neighborhoods. Yeah, they really are by a little bit. I don't know, that's pretty good. Yeah, they're all pretty happy. Let's just look at our overall happiness here. Pretty good. And I did just bring in a few immigrants to boost up some university workers to give us more teachers for our schools, because our school systems are getting really whammed with students. So anyway, build out this area and set it up for several things. One is, of course, to create these goods and to import the goods we need, the materials we need to do our construction. So we've also got a warehouse here that's really just there to import electronic components and mechanical components, which we also need in construction. And then set up the bricks so that we could haul the coal that we're already making over here. We're making more coal than we need for our one power plant. That one power plant will be an issue I'll talk about in a minute. But we've got coal, so I'm bringing the coal over here and feeding the coal directly into this brick factory so that it has tons of coal to work with. And it's creating bricks. I've also set it up so that it's connected to a cargo station, and we're importing excess bricks. So as we make the bricks, we are using coal and importing bricks, so that's all kind of pure profit, if you will, pure trade surplus. And you also notice we've got the first makings of an honest-to-God railway system here, not just one or two little single lines going along. They've improved the signals and switches quite a bit, signals mostly, and we've got now, as I explained, the chain signals now, and that gives us the ability to do things like this nice intersection where we can use all three tracks. And it also gives us the ability to make more complex intersections like this, where we have trains that could go in all different directions. So we have trains that come from down here, from the crops and the coal. Some of them go over this way because I've still got one train exporting coal. I've got another train bringing coal in here to the bricks. We've got crops that come up like this and then go over here to feed the food and alcohol industries. And what else we got going on? Oh, and then we've got the food that's being exported coming out like this and going across. So we're starting to get some little complex, nice little complex things here. Let me let it run, see if some trains will go through here. But this is all working rather nicely. And the main thing I'm trying to follow is when I come to an intersection, I chain in and single direction out using double track. Chain in, single direction out. See right here, chain in, single direction out. Chain into that intersection, single direction out. And that way, in fact, I'm not even sure why that one's there. Not sure what that one was doing. Well, we really should have, if we want to keep with that, we should have a chain in right here. Follow the pattern, chain in, and a single direction exit like so. So the idea is whenever you come up to an intersection where you need to make a decision, can I go or not, you have a chain signal that tells you if it's clear, and once you clear that, you cross over a single direction to clear the track so that the next train can move through as well. That's the idea. And so far working, we'll see. But you can see we've got some complex stuff going on here, including some very ugly track I should clean up right there. But we've got, the other thing I did was build this area to be in the fire protection radius of our fire station. So our fire station can actually come all the way over here and put out fires. It can go all the way up here to the clothing. We've already seen that. It can go all the way over here and support our power plant area. So what else do I need to tell you? Okay, here goes a train. Here goes a bricks export, comes out of this, comes down, goes through our nice intersection. Of course, it's running by itself, and I wouldn't expect it to have much trouble, but still, we're able to run 2, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, like we've got 5 trains running right now in this area. No big deal. That is hardly traffic, but it is running very nicely. Oh, and here you go. You'll notice we had a train already in there that was unloading, and then our bricks got in and used the second track. So that's working nicely. So there's some more good stuff with the trains. We've got, what else have I set up? Construction itself. I've set up the plan, went into planning mode, and set up a technical university. So we've got a technical university. We've got a couple of residence halls set up for people to live who are going to be students at this university. We have 4 flats that are out here ready to be built. Well, actually, one's already been built. I'm not sure how that got built. I might have accidentally built it. You notice it has no people. But we'll end up with 4 flats. That will be for the people who basically work in that university hall. And those people, for the most part, can actually walk over here to the shopping center downtown. And we will have eventually a bus stop right here that makes has a couple of buses going downtown so that these people, I'm not sure he can walk that far. No, so they can't quite walk it. These two can walk downtown. At least they should be able to once we give them this path right here and right here. These cannot, so they're going to take the bus to go downtown to do their shopping, go to the hospital, cinema, etc. So this has been going on. We actually built with construction this piece of road out through here and this road down through here, and I think maybe even this road right here. Yeah, I think so. This road right here. No, this one was already there. But we've built a certain amount of road so far, and we've got, as you can see, we've made some progress on the actual construction of the university. We still got 3,500 man days of work to do on this thing, so it's plenty. So set up construction offices here. Didn't know how many I wanted. I've laid down 3. And I think if I'm going to redesign, I would take 1 construction office at least, if not 2, pardon me, put it back over here near the source of the materials so that all the dumpers and the covered and the uncovered haul trucks and the cement mixers, the trucks that deliver the construction materials, I would want all those to be here near the actual construction materials, because what's happening now is they'll go all the way over there, grab something, bring over here, dump it, and then if they don't have another order, they'll go back to here. I would much rather have them go back to here near the start so that they're ready to go next time they have an order to carry something. So that will be a redesign. But the other items I do like having near the actual construction would be items like this guy right here, the asphalt paver, because he doesn't carry any goods. He just goes out when there's asphalt out there and starts paving the road. So having him near the construction makes sense. So the paver and the, what's that guy right there? Now the cement mixer, he should actually be over near the near our concrete source. He should actually be coming from over here, so he's got a short haul to start out, so he can grab cement easily. So anyway, we've started the construction. It's a bit like watching paint dry, very, very slow, but it is working, and I'm sure there's plenty of things we can do to optimize, and I mentioned the one, moving some of this stuff over to the other, nearer to the site. But so that's going on, and I can't wait on that. I'm not going to just sit here and wait on that construction to finish. It's just way too slow. So what we're going to do here, I've already planned out and set up. We need more power. We really do. Some of you have noted it, and we really do. We've outgrown our power. I'm now importing power. Let's look at last month with a full month. Imported 15,000 units of power last month, and so we are obviously at a deficit for power. So I'm setting up this area right in here. Pardon me. We'll have a new coal mine, storage for ore, a coal ore process. Sorry, timeout. So this area over here will have, and forgive me, my voice just isn't ready yet. A coal mine, storage for the ore, a coal ore processing plant. I'm going to redo this so that it's dropping out into a coal ore storage, and then having 2 power plants up and running. We'll hook those into our system, and then we can get back to supplying all our power and hopefully even exporting some. And then what we have here is this is the beginning of another fairly large city. So this one's going to have its own shopping center, its own hospital, its own fire station, you know, the pub and the parks and all that good stuff that goes along with it. And then, of course, it'll have a station, a bus station here to take workers up to the mine. And it's set up so that plenty of workers can walk to these. Even after I redo this, I'll try to fix it. I will design it so that plenty of walkers can walk to each of the power plants and to the coal ore processing plant. And they can all also walk downtown, so they can walk to the shopping center. So the theory of the way this one's built, and we're going to see how that works, is that I wanted to make sure if everybody can walk to the food, if they can get to the shopping center, the first thing they always need on their needs is food. So if they can get to the food, then while they're there, then they can say, okay, what else do I need? And it'll be right around them. So I'm designing this to stretch the distances based on walking distance to the food. And that should give us the ability for all these people to get all their needs met within walking distance. It really kind of expands their walking distance because now they can walk, to the food, and then from the food they can go to the ballparks and to the tennis playground and the hospital and the cinema and everything else that they would need. So we'll see how that goes. That should be interesting. All right, and I'm planning on eventually, there's plenty more coal here. I'm thinking we'll probably end up, perhaps, as we expand this city, we'll probably have a steel mill that's even part of this city so that we can really take advantage of the fire station and the hospital that we've built down here. All right, so that kind of catches us up. Maybe we can look at the economics. If you'll notice, last month we did pretty well, 1.1 million in kind of trade surplus, and the big reason was because we had. Are you going to show me? Here we go. We had 782,000 rubles worth of exports of clothing, so we did great on the clothing, and we've got, our usual kind of our standard bitumen and fuel exports. Plus, we exported more coal, we exported bricks, we exported alcohol and food. So we've done just fine. We're starting to get a pretty good economic engine, and we're going to just keep on going. I'll keep this construction going, but I'm just too impatient to wait on it. In fact, I'd love to have a university because I want to start working on efficiency some more. But be that as it may, it'll finish when it finishes. And in the meantime, we're going to go out here and build out this area and get our power going. So let's just do that. Let's go for it. I did not mean to. Let's just go ahead and do it. We'll just let it go. We're going to leave the design as it is. And I really would like to have built the roads. Let's start building the roads. Oh, I ran out of money. I just spent $1.87 million like it was going out of style. Cool. Go get us some more money. Go get us some more money. Oh, here's an interesting one too, just to point out. See how this locomotive starts at the custom house and then goes to the cargo station? That's because from the train depot, there wasn't a direct path to the cargo station. But if you do the route in reverse and say, okay, we'll just go to the custom house and unload everything first, and then go to the cargo station and load, then it actually will go from the depot. So that's a nice little trick you can use. So let's have him go get us some money as well. Got yield we're going to get up here 31%, so that's pretty good. Which reminds me, the one thing I need to run out of here is the power. Oh, and I had mentioned the import from down here. So let's talk about that while we're waiting on money. If we act like we're going to import from here, notice we have a 19 ruble per ton delivery charge in addition to the 22 per ton costs for the oil. And down here we have the 22 costs for the oil plus a $6 or 6 ruble. So it costs you 13 extra rubles to deliver all the way out here. So that's one reason you wouldn't want to do the import here. And the other reason is this. At one point, believe it or not, I had 2,700 tons of oil in these three, 900 in each. They were all full, coming from the Molna oil field. And I was importing 100 tons into each of these. And what was happening is the pump was continually pumping from this one and not using this oil over here. So by importing oil here, not only was I paying an extra price for it and hurting our bottom line, but I was also keeping us more hurting our bottom line, keeping us from using all this beautiful oil we were gathering in that expensive Molna oil field that we spent so much to get. So fix that by just turning off the imports. And as it turns out, having the imports set here, 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 and here is enough to keep up with a very well-staffed refinery. So we're doing well with our exports of the bitumen and fuel. How much? We spent almost 1.4 million. And a ton of that, look at that, 1 million in steel. And I will go back and say again, if I had to do this again, and I do, we can play again. Steel is going to get built before I worry about construction. You can't save steel costs. What are you saving? You're saving the manpower, I get that. But you're saving the manpower, and then the other cost is at what speed are you building? Frightfully slow speed is actually what you're doing here. This is Another argument for our fire department down here. This fire department has no range yet, but it might be able to get out here at some point. All right, my voice is just about totally shot, so let's wrap it up right here. And that kind of catches us up. Now I can keep playing. I'll save some money, build out that coal and power and get that started, and then we'll go from there and probably look at setting up steel as our next big investment. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it'll help you become a better player, and I hope you'll join us for our next Workers and Resources Soviet Republic video. Thank you.